Hello everyone, I am here to bring you my first round of the PMCT tournament that I took part in. This is a fight on the Slumbering Settlement, and my first opponent was AA Ares. So I know him on YouTube as Ares God of War 1214, I believe. I'll leave a link to his video in the description, as well as Pointman's when he puts it up. And we're going to get right into the action as soon as this loads up. My name, as always, is ATGG on here, just to make things simple. And Slumbering Settlement is a map I'm not very familiar with, but it can still be a very nice map to sneak cavalry around in the forests on the flanks, as you can see. Alright, so let's take a look at my army build here first. Up front I have one set of Bow Ashigaru supported by two sets of Matchlock Samurai. Then I have three sets of Nodachi with 6 chevrons each. I brought Takeda Shinjin for this fight, so I brought the Historical General. Then over here in the forest I have 4 sets of cavalry that are hidden. 3 of them are Yari Cav with 3 chevrons each, and then a set of Katana Cav with no chevrons. Then I have 2 sets of Great Guard with 2 chevrons each. Alright, now let's take a look at Ares' army. He has a couple of hidden units, but I believe I remember all of them. Over here on this flank, he has a set of Yari Ashigaru, followed up by a set of Matchlock Ashigaru, and he has the same thing hidden over here. He has a set of Uesegi Warrior Monks, and over on this flank, he has another set of Uesegi Warrior Monks. Then he brought a very heavy missile component. He brought 3 sets of Uesegi... Oh, actually, it's 2 sets of Bow Ashigaru, 1 set of Uesegi Warrior Monks. He brought the regular general, 2 sets of Katana Cav, 2 more sets of Yari Ashigaru, and a Naginata Samurai, followed up by 3 sets of Nodachi with no chevrons. So he is definitely going with the quantity superiority, which is a tactic that is pretty effective, and quality can work, but I typically go with quality, and you'll see that it can either break you or make the battle for you, and we'll get right into that. So I'm going to put in fast forward here for just a second or two. Over here, I wasn't really noticing much because I was microing over on this flank, so let's focus over here for just a second. I actually knew that he had something over here, and for those of you who don't know, there is a trick you can use to knowing if your opponent has hidden cav. If you actually click a movement order right where the cav is, it will actually give an attack order even though you're moving your men. And for any of you who don't know that, that is one way that you can find out if they're a hidden cav in the forest. Over here, he did get the charge on me, and I did not notice, so that was a bit of a problem, and my cav are going to lose over there. But over here, I got the charge on him, so my guys are going to win, although he is immediately supporting with Warrior Monks. And the only reason I'm not pulling out is I really wanted to kill his cav, and that was definitely a real problem on my part. I really should have got out of there quickly, because this is really cutting down a ton of my cav, and the numbers are dropping extraordinarily quickly. He's also lending in some support over here with Matchlock and Yari Ashigaru, but I don't believe they even get in range before I get out of there. I end up getting out of there eventually, but definitely the damage was done. Over here, my cav lost as well, although I think his cav is actually hidden. I'm not really sure if they ran away or routed or what. He does have this monk unit out on my flank, though, which is a little bit disturbing. Over here, I rushed up my only bow unit and my Matchlock, and they're going to start opening fire. He did do the smart thing, and he launched fire arrows on my Matchlock quickly, which is a very, very smart move. They are really the hitting power of my army here, as well as my 6 chevron Nodachi. However, the huge problem with this army build that I really was thinking about at this moment was that I had no spears, and he had Katana Cav right over here, and my Cav were very preoccupied. I also wasn't microing properly over here, and my cav got destroyed by these monk units. So the only cav unit I have left is a Great Guard in the forest, and then a Takeda Katana Cav over here. Alright, so what he decides to do is disrupt my lines with this Katana Cav, which is a very smart move, and he's just going to rush in small bits of support at a time, so he's using a wave tactic, which you definitely want to use when you're using this quantity-based army. He's also firing in matchlock shots, which was a huge problem. That's really having quite a bit of damage on my morale, and my men are really getting destroyed as well. Over here, though, my Nodachi are holding strong, and that is the good thing about having 6 Chevron Nodachi at times. But I also should have brought spears. I should have opted for a little less experience and a little bit more spears. And you'll see that in my second battle with him, it actually ends up going that way. This tournament is a double eliminate, what's it called? I should forget the exact name. It's a best 2 out of 3 double elimination, I think. And over here, I had my general in stand and fight, but he's going to crash this Katana Cav in almost immediately. Very smart move. And at this point, I'm wrapping up the rest of his first base of infantry, and they are still getting shot. My Nodachi still are getting shot. So I see that at this point, it's pretty much over. But I did do one last thing in the glory of the moment. I charged this Katana Cav right into the back of his general and killed him. But it's limited in usefulness. Now, if that had happened earlier, you can see that his main base of his army is Yari Ashigaru and Matchlock Ashigaru, which is why this had such a huge morale effect, even though most of my army has been destroyed. So that is the end of this first fight. We have a second one that I will definitely bring you guys. I did not do too well in this one. My micro was definitely lacking, but I think I did really well in the second one. Not insanely well, but it was definitely a much closer fight, and I will bring you guys that in just 1 second. Alright, here is the second match that I had with AA Ares for the PMCT tournament. Again, I am using the Takeda, and he is using the Uesegi. That's how it's pronounced, not really sure. Anyway, it's the same factions because they are preset for the PMCT tournament, and the map is also preset, so that is why it's the same. And I have a better strategy now. I know kind of what my opponent is willing to bring. He typically brings a skirmish heavy army, but I expected him to change it up, considering most PMCT tournament players really change up their army every match. So I expected kind of less missiles, and that's why I brought this bow cav, and this was to harass. And the only reason I didn't bring foot archers in this case was I wanted the mobility. I tried getting these guys around the flank or to shoot up the enemy general, but it all kind of depends on your preference with these kind of units. It really depends. So I brought 2 sets of bow cav. I brought, again, a huge cavalry force. At least not in number, but in quality. I have 3 8 chevron Takeda Yari cav. This I will admit, this was actually a bit excessive. I didn't really need this kind of chevron action, but I really just wanted to have the huge cav supremacy, and I wasn't going to miss-micro them again like I did last time. I'm not going to get them bogged down on spears or anything like that. Okay, then I have 2 sets of Yari Ashigaru up front, so I fixed my problem from last time that I had no spears, so I brought 2 sets of spears. I also brought a not a Uesegi Warrior Monk, just a regular Naginata Warrior Monk. Then I brought 4 sets of Nodachi with 4 chevrons each. This was more manageable than last time with the 6 chevrons. I didn't feel I needed that much, considering they are so missile vulnerable. And I brought the Yari Ashigaru for more of a meat shield, or to put him in spear wall at the last second if Ares decides to charge in. And you'll see that he might do that. Alright, over here I have brought Takeda Shinjin again. And this is the best general you can get. There are only 2 choices for generals in classic mode battles, and that is a regular general and a classical general like this Takeda Shinjin. Alright, so because I brought bow cav, and as you can see, my opponent has no bows, I'm going to keep backing up. Let's take a quick look at Ares' army. He has some cav. He has 2 sets of katana cav. He brought a regular general again. He brought some Naginata Samurai. It looks like 2 sets of those guys. He brought some Yari Ashigaru. He put out on each flank. He brought a lot of swords, at least more than he did last time. He brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of Nodachi, no chevrons. Then some warrior monks, Uesegi warrior monks, out on each flank. Alright, so what I'm doing now is running away continuously and trying to harass with bow cav, because if I don't do this, it's kind of a waste of money for these bow cav. And this is kind of why I brought them. I want to skirmish as much as possible. Although bow cav aren't exactly very accurate, because they are Takeda bow cav, they're going to be better than normal, and I'm definitely hurting a little bit of his men here. I took out 4 from this unit, 3 from this unit. It's not a lot, but in the long run, it's going to help out. And here he's going to feign a charge, but I immediately pull my cav back behind my spear support, and I'm going to turn around, and once again, I'm going to continue to shoot. So this is about as far as I can scoot back because there's a rule against no red line camping, which I never do anyway, but this is kind of close, but I really wanted to skirmish with my opponent, and I can't just go this way because as you can see his line is stretched far and thin, and I can't really scoot around this way because he has these monks here that will likely hold up my army, which is the huge problem that I'm facing right now. And one problem that I am facing as well is that I can't just move my bow cav out to the flanks because I know he has Yari cav hidden somewhere, because typically players do hide some Yari cav. He only has Katana cav here, and from the look of his army, once again, he didn't really bring a very qualitative army, so he should still have some money, at least from my calculation. So he does actually have a Yari cav hidden out over in this woods, but he actually never uses them. Alright, so over here I was kind of surprised. Ares is going to charge straight forward into my Yari Ishigaru, and I'm going to put them in spear wall here. So I was pretty surprised that he was just going to run right into a spear wall with some swords that are in this bunched up column formation. But I guess he did, and I was pretty shocked. But the plan was, I'm doing more of a wave tactic this time. I plan on rushing in Nodachi once my Yari Ishigaru were kind of beaten down a little bit. Over here I decided to do a flanking action with this Takeda Yari Cav, 8 chevrons, and this is a very deadly maneuver here. I'm going to do a charge right into these Katana Samurai and Nodachi. He actually did have a couple of Katana Samurai that I didn't notice, but I am going to start really crushing into these Nodachi, and you can see the effect of 8 chevron Yari Cav on a flank charge. This unit is almost already routing, and I charged in a Nodachi Samurai and Banzai to try to completely break them. And I'm actually pretty surprised that they did not break, but they did not, so that was a pretty surprising turn of events. Actually, there they go. This unit did not rout, though, so they're going to hold strong. And over here, he does a very nice move, and he charges this unit of Great Guard into my Nodachi, and I'm going to countercharge with this Bow Cav just to try to hold them. And he actually had some Great Guard. I forgot to see them. Yeah, here's one of his Yari Cav, and then he has 2 Great Guard. So he has 2 Yari Cav. One is out there that he forgets about. One is in this group of men, and there's a Great Guard and a Great Guard over here. And what I decided to do is I'm going to put not Itachi, that's from regular battles. I put Takeda Shinjin into stand and fight, and I have my Bow Cav raining down some fire on his general, and I'm going to scare him away. And you can see the accuracy of Bow Cav in this. They missed every single shot, but it does chase his general away. And I will say I'm actually pretty surprised in this fight. You can see that his men are in kind of a dire strait here, and he's having men wavering all over the place. I do see that he's pulling Cav around, and I cannot let Takeda Shinjin die, because that would be very devastating. So I pulled this Naginata Warrior Monk around. Cannot let him get a charge on Takeda Shinjin. But he does another smart thing that I really wasn't expecting. He's going to do a very nice flank charge on these Nodachi, and he's going to break this side. Elsewhere down the line, I'm doing pretty decent, but for whatever reason, my men are starting to waver, and they're going to rout here pretty soon. I do have Takeda Shinjin in stand and fight, which I'm pretty surprised that they're just routing right next to him. It's kind of shocking, but there you go. And his general was actually away from the fight this whole time, not in stand and fight, so I'm pretty shocked that his men didn't rout more easily. So that is the end of this fight, basically. You can see that my men are starting to mash rout, and I still have my general in stand and fight, just hoping that some of them might come back, and I can kind of force my men back into combat, but other than that, there's nothing really else that I could have done. This Uesegi Warrior Monk is now tearing into Takeda Shinjin's bodyguard, and more Yari Cav and depleted Great Guard are charging in. And that is the end of this fight. So this is my first round of the PMCT. I ended up losing this match, losing this round actually. And I don't believe I'm out yet though, because it's double elimination, which means I have to lose to 2 opponents, I believe. And it'd be best 2 out of 3. So good game to AA Ares. Very nice matches, and hope you all enjoyed. See ya.